Today we're doing an unboxing and assembly of the Mokwheel Slate. This is a foldable e-bike. It should be really simple to assemble. We just wanted to show you what's all in the box, how it gets put together, so you know what to expect. Let's get into it. Let's get it open. Wow. A first peek into our box. I already see a double-sided chain guard. Let's get rid of these staples and cut this box open. Make sure you pick up all these staples. You don't want one sticking in your hand or your tire. Appears to be packed very well. Looks like this is gonna be our accessories box here. Let's pop them zip ties. A great tool to use for that is gonna be wire clippers. Love those Mokwheel grips. Thumb throttles on the left. Nice control pad. And look at that removable display. Can't wait to check that out. Trigger shifter, one of my favorites. A bell and Logan brakes. Not bad for a foldable bike here. Wow, that platinum is really a sharp looking color. It's gonna be our seat. Keep going. Nice pack job. Watch them wires. You don't wanna be clipping those. Look at those Chow Yang tan wall tires. Tucked behind the pedal here is an air pump. Plastic fenders. Clean up some of this mess and keep on going. Let's see what's in our Mokwheel accessories kit. Always a nice tool set from Mokwheel. Wrenches, Allen wrenches, zip ties, nice screwdriver, color user's manual, ton of extra parts. Mokwheel always gives you extra parts, including brake pads, screws, bolts, everything you may need. You'll have here if you fall short. Headlight with reflector, pedals left and right. Looks like this is our removable display. Look at that. Can't wait to check this out. And this is going to be our charger with cord, and it looks like it's going to be a 3 amp. Very nice. That's everything that came in the accessories kit, and this is everything that came in the box. So the first thing we're going to do is set up our handlebars. You want to make sure that your forks are going the right direction. You want to make sure that your brake is behind the fork and on the left side, and that this red locking cap is over here on the right side of the bike. Then you know that your fork is going the right direction toward the front. We're gonna go ahead and lift up this stem here. And I really like this locking mechanism. So when you pull up this lever to lock it into place, it actually sucks right in. That's a really nice, sturdy way of doing it. I like that style. The next thing we're going to want to do is get our handlebars up top here. We'll release this quick release. Grab our handlebars. And we want to make sure that we turn them the correct direction. We're going to want this display pad on the left side and the throttle on the left side. And there's a groove here and a groove there. And we're going to line those up. So let's line up our groove. Go ahead and line them up just like that. Once you slide them down, you're going to want to go ahead and latch it closed just like that. Next thing we want to do is straighten out our forks. So we need to loosen these 2 screws here. And then we're going to go ahead and turn them straight to the handlebars. Once they're straight and lined up, we're going to go ahead and tighten them back down. And don't worry if they're not perfect, because you could always go back and adjust them afterwards. Okay, now our handlebars are nice and straight. Next thing we'll do is get our front tire on. We'll go ahead and remove the hardware on both sides of the tire. I like to do that. I think it makes the tire assembly just a little bit easier. Now keep in mind, we're going to want to remove this black cap. We don't want to just tighten it down by hand and leave it at that. So we're going to wiggle this right off. Okay, grab onto it, pull it right off. We'll put it back on after. And we'll remove the hardware from the side as well. Once we remove this spacer, you want to make sure you don't press down on this front brake because you don't want those pistons to come together. It'll just be much more difficult to get your brakes lined up. Let's go ahead and pull the spacer out. Again, you don't want to press those front brakes because you don't want those pistons to come together. We'll remove this hardware here. This is garbage, it was just for shipping only. We're going to want our rotor to line up right between this front brake pad, and then we'll put on our hardware. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Try and get you a better view here. We'll lift up the front of the bike. Drop our rotor right there and let our fork rest right on the axle, just like that. See if we can get a better shot of that one more time. So we want to get that rotor right between the brake pads, just like that. Once it's through the brake pads, you want to make sure that you just pull back a little and let the axle rest right on the fork, just like that. Okay, now we'll reattach our washer and our nut to both sides. And then we'll go ahead and tighten them down and make it nice and snug on both sides. Okay, now let's attach the front fender and light. So what we're going to do is back this screw right out here. Use the existing hardware. We'll go ahead and line up our fender and light just like that. Let's get them tightened down. Get our hardware back on here. Washer, screw, and lock washer. Line them right back up to the same hole. Just like that. Come through the back here, tighten it down. Not going to over tighten anything yet. I want to now get the fender arms on. We'll go ahead and back the screw out first. Okay, now we'll reinsert our washer and screw and get them started by hand here first. We're going to tighten it down on both sides. And then we want to make sure that we make it nice and snug. And we'll do the other side as well. We'll go ahead and back the screw out first. It's actually on there pretty tight. Let's go ahead and loosen that up. Take our screw and our washer, and we'll get this side started by hand as well. Nice and snug. So now that the fender arms are nice and tight, we'll go ahead and tighten down the fender and the light. And we'll make those nice and snug as well. So sometimes if I want to tighten something down and I can't get the wrench on it very good, I'll use the straight end, get it in there, and take a plier, hold this on, and just turn it for a little extra leverage. Perfect. And now we'll hook up the wire. So we'll just take yellow to yellow, line up your notch, and pop it together just like that. Simple as that. Let's go ahead and attach the pedals. I'm always going to say it, you want to make sure you're putting the right pedal on the right side and the left pedal on the left side. You don't want to cross thread them. We'll go ahead and get it started by hand first and tighten it down. Make it nice and snug, and we'll go ahead and do the other side. Get it started by hand, and we'll finish it with our wrench. And make it nice and snug. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get that seat on. This is just protective material. We can throw that out. Assembling the seat is super simple. You're just going to open up your quick release, slide your seat post down into the tube, and latch it shut just like that. You want to make sure you have an impression on your thumb when you're pushing down on this. That's kind of a good indicator that you're making it tight enough. But if you needed to tighten it down more, on the back side here, you remove the seat and tighten this nut down to make it tighter. And now the best part, attaching the removable display. To attach a display, you're just going to catch this little tab with this one here and snap it right into place. To remove it, you're just going to pinch these little 2 tabs at the bottom and pull down, and the display comes right off. Simple as that. At the end of the day, look at all the extra parts we have for Mokwheel. I really like that they do this. They even give you brake pads because if you're missing a nut, bolt, or screw, it would really stink to have to stop your assembly, and it probably puts a ton of stress on their customer service department, someone calling just because they had a bad screw or were missing a washer. So it's really great that they did this, and I hope they continue to do that because it's a great idea. Okay, that's going to wrap this one up for the unboxing and assembly of the Mokwheel Slate. Make sure you check every nut, bolt, and screw on the entire bike, even if it wasn't part of the assembly today, to make sure that you're riding safe. Keep a lookout for our test ride and review video. That'll be coming out soon. And like always, ride safe, have fun, see ya!